Hello, everyone. Mike Starks with Remax Town and Country here, bringing you the mid-year real estate report for 2020. And just like every other business, it certainly has been a crazy first half of the year. So it might actually surprise you that the real estate market has continued to be relatively strong with everything that's happening. So as usual, let's just jump straight to the numbers. For the first half of 2020, all the real estate sales in Gillespie County added up to $128,860,000. And you compare that to the first half of 2019, which was a record year, where we'd sold $129,718,000. So even with all the craziness, all the shutdowns, we're still only down 0.7% from last year's record number. Now, a lot of that can be attributed to just a really strong first quarter because honestly, the second quarter we did have some downtime in April, 1st of May. But I can tell you the past 6 to 8 weeks have just been crazy busy again. So currently, I think the second half of this year is really going to be very strong. And like I talked about in my first quarter report, I really see the lockdowns and the COVID are just making folks re-examine where they are. And, a lot of folks are saying, I don't want to be trapped in this big city. I want a little more space. I want a little more common sense in my life. So I really see, rural America in general seeing a real resurgence over the next few years. And especially, with so many office jobs deciding that work from home is a viable option for employees, I think that's going to help as well. Right now, I wouldn't want to be, the realtor who specializes in condos in some high-rise buildings or, downtown commercial real estate in big cities because I think those segments of the real estate market are really going to take a hit over the next few years. But small town America, I think, is going to see some real growth in energy. Anyway, let's get back to the numbers. We're still talking about just total sales for Gillespie County. For the first half of 2020, we'd sold 289 properties, and in 2019, we'd sold 291 properties for the first half. So again, we're talking about a minuscule difference, all things considered. So let's just move on to homes in the city limits of Fredericksburg, and really lots of demand here, as there always is. For the first half of 2020, we've sold $50,669,000, and you compare that to the first half of 2019, we'd sold $49,036,000. So here we actually saw a 3.3% increase in the total dollars that have been sold. Now, however, we saw the total number of homes that sold slide down a little bit. The first half of this year, we've sold 115 homes. You compare that to 2019, we'd sold 129 homes. So, that means, we sold more total dollars, but less homes. So you guessed it, that means the average price of the house has crept up a little bit more for the first half of this year. As of June 30th, the average home price in the city limits was at $440,602. And that's an 11.5% increase over the first half of 2019, where we ended the year with an average home price of $390,150. And I really think we're just going to continue to see that appreciation in the coming years. And a lot of that can be contributed to supply and demand. But one thing that just doesn't get discussed enough in the media or anywhere is just the effect of our government constantly printing more and more money, which devalues the dollar and becomes the hidden tax of inflation. But anyway, let's just move on to raw land sales. And raw land sales are really cooking for the first half of this year too. So if you look at just the total number of acres sold in 2019, we'd sold 3,512 acres. And just for the first half of this year in Gillespie County, we've sold 3,018 acres. So land has really picked back up. And again, I see that having to do with the same phenomenon of folks wanting to get out of the city and have a little more elbow room. So just to give you the average price per acre breakdown for the different size tracts, 1 to 5 acres for the first half of this year is at an all-time high of $69,608. 6 to 10 acre tracts are averaging $22,342 per acre. 11 to 25 acre tracts First half of the year averaging $15,406. 26 to 50 acre tracts is at $11,717. 51 to 100 acre tracts, the average price per acre right now is at $11,859. 100 to 250 acre tracts is averaging at a price per acre of $8,594. And when you look at tracts that are larger than 250 acres, the average price for the first half of this year is at $8,494 per acre. So that's a quick overview for the mid-year report. Like I said, real estate is really holding strong right now. And even though there's a lot of uncertainty about what the rest of the year will look like, or heck, there's a lot of uncertainty about what next week will look like. But overall, I really think the coming 12 to 18 months may actually end up being a real boom for rural real estate across the nation, Fredericksburg included. And I really think Fredericksburg and Gillespie County is poised to get through all this craziness pretty well. You know, just as long as we all just keep doing what we've been doing, you know, try supporting your local stores, your local restaurants. You know, as I mentioned in the first quarter, I'm still hearing really nice stories about folks just helping other folks out around town. So I think if we keep doing that, I see a really bright light at the end of the tunnel. So anyway, that is my Gillespie County real estate report for the first half of 2020. As always, if you have questions or you just want to visit about real estate matters, you can give me a call. All the data I just went over, you can also just view on my website at mikestarks.com. And thanks for watching.